Well, the bad news is none of us won a match tonight. But the good news is we're all Canadian. Welcome to Blast Overtime, my wonderful co-hosts, Mahone and NAF-FLY. A rare chance to get a slightly longer interview with the guy who unfortunately lost the game today. But can we start with, it was kind of an interesting game because of the veto, the fact that Nuke came out first and then Anubis. Could you talk just about the veto in general?
Oh boy, I'm not really the best person to maybe ask this question.
Okay.
It's more about like, Damien.
Okay, what maps would you have picked?
I mean, I still went with Anubis. I think Anubis is like a map we're very comfortable on. I just think, I don't know, Big found like a pretty good way, I guess, of just playing it. They're very like reactionary everywhere, like on the map. Like they have nades for B, like when they're CT side defending, they have nades to like, push people out of B main, and then they have like a lot of mid plays. I don't know if I saw like in the game, but apparently they're dropping like a lot of nades mid for Tabson, like to like put a lot of pressure. So they're playing like a more different style than we've seen so far.
Yeah, they were like fighting really hard to set up Tabson to go for those full flanks over and over again.
Yeah. And
he just kept doing it. At one point he ran it and then you killed him.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I got flanked in the back that one. Remember we got that 3K and I was like, oh, awesome. All right, I'm just shot in the back.
Yeah, but Nuke was a bit of a better story. Okay, well, sorry.
Somewhat, maybe.
In some sense.
Did we get a few more rounds? I can't remember.
No, actually less, but...
Oh yeah, we got 2 rounds.
From your perspective, it was actually... Okay, what I thought happened, and you tell me about this, you can vent maybe a little bit, because I thought you were doing great on ramp. I thought you were rotating in time. I thought you were getting into really good committed spots. But honestly, the rotations outside of you getting down there, I think we're behind. What did it look like from your perspective?
Their initial game plan, it seems like they're abusing like upper a lot with fast upper pops. And I remember during that time I was just playing standard ramp. And after a certain point, I'm like, all right, I just need to just smoke or molly ramp and just play 3 upper. We can play 2 outside, 3 upper. And then the very first round I did that, they ramp rushed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, awesome. Okay, like perfect call by them. But yeah, regardless, I think I was getting my kills, but yeah, unfortunately, just like as like a team, just like the rotations at times weren't correct. Like even for me myself, there was times where I needed to rotate outside and like help outside. So there's mistakes all over the board. There's mistakes from me, of course. So yeah, unfortunately, when you only get 2 rounds, it's a team. It's a team fault.
When we had Yakindra on the show, he mentioned that in these officials, it feels like you guys are facing a lot of new situations that you didn't in scrims. Do you also feel that same way too?
Oh yeah, of course. I feel like in scrims, a lot of people are just like practicing, and they maybe just just doing like their own thing at times. Just like at this moment they'll just wide peek, or do something stupid. But for the most part, obviously teams they scrim, just normal. But yeah, when it comes to matches, there's just like way more different things, like the mind games, just like the way people just play. It's just like it's just natural. It's like even for me, I kind of have like a fault where like when I'm playing scrims at time, like my brain isn't like fully there sometimes, like because I'm just like, oh, it's a scrim, like I'm focusing on just doing my things and learning new things, focusing on what's going on, things to improve as a team. But when it comes to like a match, like I feel like I have a completely different mindset in matches than I do in scrims. I mean, obviously that's like, I guess maybe somewhere like a negative and a positive, but at the end of the day, always trying to give it my all.
It's working well for you. I mean, right now, best performer on Liquid in groups. Good start to the year. How was vacation?
I mean, yeah, I was, like Christmas and all that, New Year?
Yeah.
I mean,
Go anywhere?
It was, last year I spent Christmas with my girlfriend in Germany, and then before that, obviously, it was like the COVID pandemic. Mm-hmm. But this last year, I was able to see a lot of my extended family that I haven't seen in years. So,
oh, cool.
It's always nice to have like some downtime after like, Counter-Strike. It's always brutal with the schedule and all that, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after this loss, the showdown on the horizon, it's never a fun place to go at Blast. That's pretty tough.
I can't wait.
But yeah, Washington got announced. How exciting is it to be able to play at like an NA event of this size?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if we make it, it'd be pretty awesome. Washington is a state I've never even been to in the States. So, that's always nice to go to a new place. Even for the RMR, I've never even been into Mexico, so that's cool.
Me too.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's obviously cool to be in a new place, and hopefully we qualify, but I'm not really looking forward to it, because if I'm playing at home, I'm going to be playing with like 80, 90 ping, while everybody else is probably playing on Dallas servers, and they're all with 10 ping. So.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the West Coast Canada problems of playing online CS. It's absolutely the worst ping location in all of North America.
Canadian internet. The Canadian internet just blows it for you.
I got gigabit internet in Toronto. I'm doing pretty good.
in my town, like my mayor apparently passed up fiber, so I just have like terrible internet.
Oh, yeah. And that was Twistzz problem as well at the time. Ocean had that problem.
Yeah, it's like a BC problem, I guess.
It's a BC
Yeah. So funny thing is, me and you actually have some history, and a lot of people don't know, but we actually played against each other at a LAN. Hopefully we can pull up the screenshot. It was a LAN that we had, LAN Cooper 2012. Some names that you might know here, NAF obviously, Vu as well. me.
Oh my God.
And the funny thing is that your brother is actually playing on my team here.
I'm playing-
Trick Systems.
Yeah. Well, why are we showing a screenshot at the start of this? Because they didn't take a
Open
screenshot
tab.
again at the very end. Oh,
Yeah, and that's you.
There he is.
14 years old, I think,
Just
right? 14,
yeah, I was
15?
like 13, 14 at
yeah,
the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, just a small, frail little kid. CS.
yeah, yeah.
I was strong in game though.
Yeah, you were insane at this LAN. I remember I was just getting owned constantly.
I missed the Source Eagle
yeah.
on LAN.
And this is actually me on the left side,
that's
and then
my brother.
and then your brother on the right, which
Yeah.
is actually really cool.
Mahone hasn't aged a day.
I haven't. It's been 10 years. But actually, what I want to ask is, not a lot of people know your story about how you got to pro. So can you kind of describe like what your path to pro was like?
I mean, classic famous story. My older brother got me into Counter-Strike. Sorry to bore everybody here. But you know, I originally was just like a kid that always was like, I always loved playing games. When I was younger, of course, I started with like Nintendo, you know, and then, you know, the Xboxes and the PlayStation started coming out, you know, playing like Halo and like the Call of Duties, the Gears of Wars and all that. Yeah, so, you know, I was just playing games, just grinding the games, and then eventually my brother started playing Counter-Strike Source. I saw him playing it. He was playing in like Cal,
Yeah.
you know, and all those like
Yeah.
leagues and all that. And I saw him playing, and I was like, damn, like I want to play this game. It looks like a lot of fun, you know. It's just like simple concept, 5v5, attack, defense. People, you just like if you have raw mechanics and all that, like you'll be better than the others. So yeah, no, it was that's pretty much just like how it started, and yeah, I mean, I guess to dig a little bit more deeper into it, I was I think like around like I think when I was like 11 or 12, my brother brought me onto like his ESEA main team. And I was playing on his team for a few seasons, and I remember we kept making it to playoffs, but in the end we kept faulting earlier in playoffs, and then I was just like, man, I'm just like in the house, I'm just like, man, I ain't playing with you anymore, man. Like, nothing's working here. Like I'm gonna go to a different team, and I ended up joining a different team. It was cool. It was an all-Canadian team called Mild, and then obviously I have some history from there, of course, with like my alias, you know, with my my fellow teammate and friend that passed away during that time. And yeah, that's how I also got my alias from there as well. And then, yeah, I could just continue playing Saurus and all that. And then I think on the very final season of Saurus, I was able to make Invite. It was kind of dead at that time. But yeah, so I mean, I made Saurus for Invite in like the professional
How old
level.
were you?
I guess I was 14.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've been doing this for like a long time. You know, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm mentally just as old as all the other players out there in their 30s, I guess.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, long career. And early on in CSGO, you were also like insanely good as a talent. I remember, I think it was an ESEA LAN. You had like a huge map. I think it was versus iBuyPower.
Yeah,
and that really put you on the map.
Yeah, I think it was like the first map actually I ended up playing was like against Titan. And I remember there it was awesome because I remember I was like a huge Existence fan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in Source
Yeah.
you'd be watching the Frag movies all the time. I'd be watching his games. And yeah, no, I got to go up against RPK, Existence, Apex. I remember watching them all play on Barry games and all that in Source. And yeah, at that event, I remember I popped off and I played really well. But after that, it was a little bit of a downward spiral in terms of me individually.
Well, I think honestly, in terms of presence, I think one thing that's changed for you is some kind of personality shift. Like you've really opened up. Like you've always been this funny guy to talk to, but more on the shy side when it comes to the interviews. But now you're more comfortable with doing the interviews. Have you?
Yeah,
real
I
comfortable with
mean,
that?
just like naturally, like I was like when I was like a kid, you know, just even like in school and all that, blah blah. You know, like I was definitely like way more like introverted because I think during that time like I had like a lot of personal problems in my life, and I just naturally just became very introverted. And you know, Counter-Strike is kind of like it was like an escape for me. You know, I think that's a story for a lot of other players. You know, or people out there where like you know you turn to video games to kind of find some sort of like happiness.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, with Counter-Strike and plenty of other games, you know, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, Halo, all those things, you know, it's like I found enjoyment playing them.
Yeah, something that I've always noticed about you as a player is you're actually quite smart. Even at that LAN, I remember you clutched like some round where I was just like, oh, this guy's on another level. But there's actually one round that I want to actually talk about that happened fairly recently. It was at the Blast World Finals against FaZe. You had this 1v1 against Twistzz, and it was actually a really funny casted round thanks to Launders and Scrawny. But I just want to first show the round. So this is the round right here where you get the kill onto, I don't remember, I can't see who that
Rops
is.
there.
Rops, but it's a 1v1 situation. And it seems like here, as soon as you get that kill, you don't go for the plant at B. Instead, you wrap all the way around towards CT. And when we were seeing this, I remember thinking, okay, this guy's cooking something. You start planting the bomb for library, but you don't actually go into the library. Instead, you go into apps. And just the way you kind of like did every single moment here was so perfect in terms of the timing when you decided to start walking and just like even considering that there could be a guy apps here. I thought it was like a really, really nice play. And the funny thing about this round is that you guys don't even shoot at each other. It actually comes down to like a battle of wit where Twistzz thinks you're library, you're actually in halls, and then I'm just gonna speed this up just a little bit. He tries to fake once, you don't bite it the first time, you take a little bit of time to check, and then you guys both fade away, and that's the round one. So can you actually describe like your thought process here? I'll send it all the way back.
Just like Launders said, it was the friendliest 1v1 in all of history right
Shoot
there.
that guy.
So yeah, obviously we're coming to the site right here. We're looking for the guys. OC kills site. I killed Rops here, and right here when I'm top oranges, I realize Twistzz is not CT by now. And I think during this time, I remember like it was very obvious we were going B. So like once I got this kill onto Rops CT spawn, and I'm on top of oranges right now, and I don't see Twistzz rotating, it's very obvious to me he's rotating banana.
Yep.
So right there when I saw that, it's either plant instantly or just instantly run A. You know, don't hesitate. You hesitate, you lose. And so yeah, I'm just running it. I know he's not here. Like I just checked that just to be safe. Okay, I'm running it. I know he's not here. He's still taking his time. So you know, I'm kind of like I'm kind of ahead of the game right now by far.
And this one is kind of tricky because it's kind of for library, but it's also good for halls, and looks like it's for library.
Yeah, I mean, here I wanted to plant there and go halls. Like, you know, it's like you want to pre-plan like what you're doing before you do it. You want to be confident in your game plan, what you're doing already in your 1v1s or your clutch situations.
I have one question here. How did you, when you knew that he was coming towards banana, were you aware of this timing here? Because it almost seems like you stopped walking perfectly, as if you knew that he could already come up towards short.
I think by this time, like, I think like he'd be walking up mid in which he is. He's already up bracket already. So during that time, I'm like, I need to think like, is he still waiting at B, or after this time, has he finally realized, hey, he's at the other bomb site? So I needed to think of those two things, and I'm just aware that he might be close by, and you know, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm not going to run or make any noise. May as well play it safe. Yeah,
because there's also a chance he could have just chased you CT spawn too, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's Canadian telepathy.
But yeah, right here, like once I'm in halls, you know, of course I want to check because I'm also thinking about the timing of him being up mid, and maybe he might just go from mid to boiler and up into here, and right now he's not there. I'm just going to play it safe and check this because there's no way, in my opinion, that he's going to be in sight and the first thing he's going to do is jump up hay cart and compete calls. I didn't believe that would be a thing at all. So yeah, I came back here. I'm pretty much like in the strongest position in this clutch. Like there's no way for Russ to win this. If there's a way he wins this, is like if he taps it and he instant one bullets me halls, which Russ is insane.
But he might.
I don't think he's that insane. But yeah, no, yeah. So ultimately it was just like a game
Just won so much time, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's quick, just pretty much just quick thinking. You just gotta be quick with it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like as soon as you got to that halls position, as soon as you didn't see him or hear him come up short or boiler, you were just probably like, okay, he's wrapping around, and you've basically got this in the bag unless he hits like some insane shot, right?
This is so many places where he needs to check. He needs to check mini. He needs to check pit. And like again, he could be library because I remember when I was talking to him, he actually thought I was library.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, oh, I thought you were library. And I was like, nah, no way I'm going there. But yeah, there's so many different options. So yeah, if I lost that, I'd be like the worst player in the world if I lost.
Was there anything there where you kind of thought about him as a teammate in the past, like any sort of tendencies that kind of came into play in that clutch, or was it strictly just whatever you thought?
No, it was mainly just kind of just like what I thought in the time, and for the most part, I feel like with Russ, like he plays clutches like a lot slower. I feel like that's what I realized with Russ when I was playing with him. Like I never really thought like he was like super outbraining people and all that. Like he just took his time and like he just had like obviously insane aim. So if he just had insane positioning, he'll just get 2 or 3 where I would just get 1. You know, so like he just was a lot more confident in his aim. Where I think when it came to me clutching and all that back in the day, like I was just more confident in just outplaying people and like outthinking them. Whereas like if I have insane positioning, I'm not going to get 3 like Twistzz. I'm just going to get 1 probably and die.
One more question on that, actually. When you're running back through spawn, so like, you know, people figure out what they're going to do in the post plant at some point. Either they had the idea right away or whatever. At what point did you know you were going to try to go for halls? Was it after you planted, or was it on your way to spawn?
I think it was probably, I would say probably like right when I was about to plant, because like once you get in there, like I said, you want to think about like what you want to do already. You don't want to like plant the bomb and be like, oh, like what should I do? You know, like you want to be confident in the play you make and just go with it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Well, it's not all been bad for Team Liquid. You guys have definitely improved over the last 6 months. I think you got close to a couple of first place finishes last year. And we also have some good display of comms that we can check out from Team Liquid to talk about.
Hopefully not from today.
Nothing back lobby.
I'm clearing 90. Nothing 90.
Door.
Yeah, they're not in lobby good.
They can go down secret, guys. The side.
Can we stack lower?
Oh yeah, I'll try to go there.
I'll keep lobby info from radio.
Do you think
Josh,
that's
leave
outside?
leave, go ramp.
I'm gonna stack lower, Mercs.
They're
They're
up in control.
lower. Multi wins. They're going.
Off dead, off dead. No more control glass,
holding
control glass. One only control, I think majority sync.
I'm soaked on.
That's sync.
I'm swinging out.
He's out control.
Dead. I'm blind.
I'm flanking
No more
6
control.
Outdoor. Control door. Last thing I saw.
Default.
Somewhere. Yeah.
I'm picking out U-Haul.
15.
Pushing
Pushing
him,
you.
sing.
Side no. Nice.
I mean,
Got some decent
overall,
comps.
overall there, I think the comms were like pretty good that round. Unfortunately, it only seemed to be that round, but but no, yeah, it was good comms there. I think my mistake there was actually pushing in, killing Searson, and still looking stairs. I don't know why I would be looking there. I should be turning my crosshair and looking at control. So that was like a bad mistake for me to just potentially miss.
Door timing
this.
specifically punish people walking.
Yeah,
control.
it's like you're never gonna, if they're already coming out, you're not. Why would they be at the top of the stairs? You know, it's like I clearly just made a mistake for not checking my left side.
And that can also be because, like, you guys had played Nuke last year, or in 2021, but haven't played for a full year. So things like that are things that'll come.
Obviously, like there's gonna be things where like when we're playing, like we're like it'll seem like a new map to us, even though like years ago we were playing this map all the time. But like when we're playing, like during this time, like you're just gonna play, and then like you're not gonna know exactly what to do. But then when you play, you're like, oh yeah, I remember we can do this. Like I remember like with the more scrims and the more matches we were playing, like I just thought like, you know, just
I've got an
like,
example of
more
that
things
from
are more ideas. Would come.
I played ramp because of this, like you. When you would jump up on the box and play like right in the front corner, so when they come pre-aim you, your full body's there, but they're like aiming at your toes.
Yeah. I remember I was doing that in the start of like 2021, because I remember when like I'd be watching ramp games, and like a lot of the players, like the T's, when they would set up their flashes, they'll flash to like go past the box. And I'm just like, what if you just play on top of the box and the flashes just fly past you and see what happens? And I remember back then it was like owning people constantly. I remember playing like Na'Vi and like all those players in the Blast, like the first Blast tournament in 2021. And I was just constantly getting like 2 and 3 kills. I was like, damn, this is insane. And then and the funny thing is I play scrims now and matches now, and I was like, all right, I remember playing on this box. I'm gonna play on the box again. Dude, I'll get multi-kills like all the time. But then we play the scrims, and I'll just die instantly, because I'm like, people are just like aware of it now. Like I don't know, people are just more better, you know, like they're more improved and all that. But yeah, I'm like, well, you probably won't be seeing me playing on those
Dude,
boxes
if I was coming out ramp versus you, I'd be pre-aiming so high. I would actually.
Yeah, no, it's really awkward as well, because you have to like swipe your mouse like up, and it's like really awkward probably for your hands to be swiping that far up probably as well. So that's probably why a lot of T's would probably struggle to get that kill.
So,
I've got one more question actually. Sorry, who's been the most influential IGL over your career?
Name them off.
I mean, obviously, you know, like I've been playing with Nitro for like a super long time. You know, so like, you know, like I'd have to say like maybe him, but
Who's two?
Yeah, who's two?
Who's two? I mean, honestly, I think playing with Fallen was a lot of fun, and I think I learned like the most, like kind of like playing with him, and just I don't know, I just admired him like as like a player and just like as a person. In my opinion, like if anything, like I kind of wish I got to play another year with him, because I feel like the way like our team operated in 2021 was just a nuclear explosion. Yeah. For the people on the outside, but I wish I got to play with him a little bit longer, because playing with him was just like a lot of fun. Just like the way he operates with playing with teams, like he never gets mad, he never shows frustration. He's always open to hearing everything you want to say, and like if you want to do it, like he'll find a way to do it the best as possible. And even when things are going wrong, he's always there, to just keep you up, keep good spirits, and like just outside of game, he's a wise man, the professor.
Really nice guy. Yeah, the professor. Yeah. Okay, so we've actually got a question from our Blast TV watchers who get this privilege because they've logged on to watch this exclusively on Blast TV. And the question is, and you kind of brought this up earlier, but if you weren't playing CS, you had to play some other game as a pro, what game would it be?
I don't know. It's kind of tough sometimes to think about.
What's the last game you opened that wasn't Counter-Strike?
Oh, I think it was League of Legends.
Yeah, League of Legends. Oh no, it's a darker timeline.
I play some ARAMs from time to time.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could say the obvious one, like Valorant, because Valorant is so similar to CS. But man, I'm trying to think. If I wanted to play a game pro, that would be fun. Like I don't know.
Maybe when you were growing up, even a game that's not even big right now.
Honestly, like actually a game that was super fun to play. Like I love playing the Gears of War games. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever played them, but like I just like the movement in that game was like always fun. Just wall bouncing with like a Nasher shotgun, and just like whoever had, like the sickest movement would kind of get the kill.
Yeah.
So Gears, I think, would have been like a cool game to play. I think professionally, but unfortunately, that scene died out. Unfortunately,
yeah.
But I loved watching it though.
All right, well, NAF, I want to thank you so much for coming on. We're pretty unlucky when it comes to getting an interview with the guy who wins. You're actually the third guy who's lost who's come on and been a great sport.
No
so
problem.
appreciate you being here.
Thanks for appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the wonderful co-host Mahone once again, and to everybody on Blast TV. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back every single night. We're gonna have a new guest, win or lose. And they're gonna be great. Okay. Everybody, take care at home. Appreciate you watching.